Hey, this is Jeanette. Today I'm going to demonstrate a few presets of the Jeannys Soundset Part 4 for the Dave Smith Instruments Prophet 12. I am going to start with a preset called Stadium Filler. It's preset number 1, layer B. First I'm going through the sequence, moving a few of the controllers, and then I'm going to play it live, also trying a few of the programmed controllers. Preset 13, Ocean Flutes, is an example of a Duophonic patch. It uses both layers to emulate the Duophonic behavior known from 70s synthesizers such as the ARP ones. It is a very simple sound, and later on I'm only going to use a bit of slider 1 to add delay. When I came across a demo and review of the CS80 by Mr. Automatic Gainsay, Mark Doté, I was very much inspired and tried to imitate the CS80 sound. The result was patches 15A and 15B. I'm going to demonstrate patch 15B, which is called Checkmate Bass, spelled with a CS. I used all the techniques available to me, especially girth and air, and some tracked high pass filter, with a bit of resonance to change the oscillator sound and beef it up a little bit to imitate the particular, character of the CS80. I hope you enjoy it. Silver screen, it's what it says on the package. Just a simple string sound, if I remember correctly. It's all FM, 2 layers. And yeah, it just tried to be a little bit of quiet drama or romance, you might say. Oh, judge for yourself. When we talk about expressive basses, we may talk about dubstep, maybe even brostep, trap, even some EDM. And this is, a good example of this is patch number 42 called Clincher. I'm going to demonstrate it not in a very dubstep-y kind of style, but I'm trying to demo all the controllers that are included for that, which is aftertouch, mod wheel, both sliders, only the Y-axis, not the pressure, and the expression pedal. If you don't have an expression pedal, you may just go into the mod matrix settings and try to map all these to a control that you do have. I hope you enjoy that. is the Broadway Pianova. It's patch number 51, I'm sorry. It's part of the acoustic block, all the 50s. It's, well, sort of clavy, electric piano type of instrument. It's all based on FM, and it also maps a few of the controllers, but mostly it just maps to a bit of aftertouch and the velocity, so that you can get a very alive sound from this patch. Gamelan is a fascinating sound, and that is why I chose to program a sort of gamelan performance using a keyboard split on patch number 57. It also uses the typical controls of mod wheel and sliders. There is actually expression pedal, but I didn't use it in this performance. Well, here is a demo of a polyphonic sequence, well, sort of faux polyphonic sequence, since the sequence in the Prophet 12 is monophonic. But I used the velocity, which is programmable, to map the pitch of one of the oscillators so it can play different chords. This patch is called Pergin because the chord sequence is taken from the Death of Asa by Grieg. It's part of the Pergin Suite number 1. I'm just letting the sequence play and moving a few of the live performance controllers, including mod wheel and both sliders. Suite 18 is an allusion to what I'm doing there. It's additive synthesis, as you might guess by listening to the patch, and I'm using actually 18 oscillators. This is quite a feat because there are actually only 8 oscillators if you use both layers, and well, you could say 10 oscillators with the sub-oscillator. But if you turn the oscillators to the sine wave setting, you get the wave shape knob, which can add an extra octave turned to one side. And I'm going to use that. That actually makes it 18 oscillators. Of course, it requires a lot of planning while designing the sound to, create all these 18 oscillators and get them into usable and sensible pitch relationships. Patch number 90A is called Bow to Bed, and this is my bow, and great thanks to Sonic State presenter Nick Bed. And it uses one of his favorite sound design tricks or tools, and it is not pulse width modulation, it is modulating the delay time by a square wave LFO, which I found to be a very nice tool. Even though this is rather soundscapey and spheric, I tried to sync everything that was possibly syncable to the clock so that you can include it easily into your own songs, projects. It uses a lot of performance controls, including both sliders, the mod wheel and aftertouch, and I'm going to use all of those. Slider 1 is actually a blend between the 2 layers of this sound, which make it a very nice and morphable patch. I hope you like it. finally for this demo is patch number 98. It's called the controller, and it tries to emulate a sequencer with parameter locking. It uses both layers, all oscillators, and all LFOs. The LFOs are actually also do square waves and are used to emulate the parameter locking. On the oscillators are set to different pitches, different waveforms to, well, give you sort of melody. There's only one extra controller, which is the mod wheel, which I'm going to use. So this is the final demo. You can download the sound bank free. It's part of the Jeannys Genius Soundset for Prophet 12. There are currently 4 banks in it, and they're downloadable from juliencoder.de. That's JULIENCODER.de. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks, bye-bye.